We small group of 20 Ghost Club members got together for a very relaxed tour on our way to Australia's capital for the annual federal rally of the Rolls-Royce Owners Club of Australia. We met in the tiny town of Rockley, south of Bathurst. That night's accommodation was in the delightful and characterful Buddens B&B. We'd arrived in a mix of proper cars and moderns, including a couple of those B-branded cars that we're not allowed to mention, and even a Ford. But over wines and cheeses, we managed to put aside those differences and just get on with enjoying the good company. With tour organisers Jean-Yves and John Matheson, there were Rex and Nora Vincent, Bob Roberts, Keith Werry and Mari Harland, Anne Baker and me, Mick Matheson. We weren't really in a hurry to leave in the morning and we didn't have far to go, but the weather soon gave us a good reason to keep moving. I've got to say that the view from the top of the treacherous descent to the Abercrombie River was not encouraging. Let's go. Especially as all the tarmac had been torn up for roadworks. The muddy descent looked really scary, but as it turned out it was quite grippy and not nearly as bad as it looked. All the same, we crawled down in first rather than take any risks. We stopped for lunch at Crystal Brook Lavender Farm near Lagan. Judith, who also runs garden tours in Italy in her spare time, showed us around her property. They press their own lavender oil here and grow much more besides. Now, as expert as she is, she does have her difficulties, so it was lucky that some of us 20 Ghost members were there to give advice.
Working here, see, the vegetable garden this year didn't do any good at all, and it's just because the soil's finished. So I've done some research on what I can do.
Well, you get a cow and you collect what comes out the back.
Oh yes, I do that. Yes, I do that.
Next stop was Crookwell for the night. The weather was breaking, but so was the road. Massive corrugations and live axles do not mix well, not even in modern cars, let alone 100-year-old ones. But that was only a short stretch, and once we got back on the tarmac, we Ghost drivers let our cars settle into an effortless canter. Keith's exquisite 1912 London to Edinburgh model was fresh back from some major work and going as beautifully as it looked. And we took the chance to remind Bob that he needed a proper car. Mind you, as Model A's go, his is a beauty. David and Claire Davis joined us in Crookwell with their 20 horsepower. This was the first 20 imported into Australia and it deserves all the admiration it's given. While we were in Crookwell, we went to visit the Lindner sock shop and factory. Yes, they do make socks right here in Crookwell, and they're top quality ones too, made from merino wool on the whole. I also got a kick out of watching that complex machinery they use for making the socks. Later we stopped at Sydney Vintage Car Restorations, which despite their name have been based here in Crookwell for years now. Gillard showed us around his business, which is thriving. They're booked up for the next 18 months or more, which isn't surprising given the superb work they do. We'd stayed in the Bank House in Crookwell, which was comfortable and located bang in the middle of town. When we left, we went our own separate ways to Canberra. Jean had arranged a nice little tour which brought us to the ACT in a fine mood for the Rolls-Royce Club rally. So now we were just left to enjoy ourselves, try to keep a low profile, and to try to stay out of trouble.